The Phillies are 2-0. Whatever.
Welcome to the Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. It's Brad, it's Eric, and guess what? It's Josh back from his extended vacation along with the rest of us to talk some fantasy football and maybe other stuff. I don't know. We've been rambling and bambling for a while now, just trying to figure out what I'll talk about. But boys, we are 2 weeks out from the draft. If you want to get down to 3 weeks, I think. 2 weeks.
Let's go.
2 weeks.
Yeah, end of April. Yeah, like 2 weeks.
Sorry.
Yeah, Easter's next week, and then yeah.
2 weeks out from the draft. A lot of football stuff. Not really a whole lot of news this week with NFL slowed down with his trades. Maybe the draft will fix that for us.
Maybe.
There was some draft picks traded.
Okay.
We've been on.
Yeah, that you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
traded.
We didn't talk. Yeah, that's right. That happened after the last show because we took a week off.
Yep.
Slacking again.
Yep. How you doing, Josh? It's been a while since you've been here.
Good. I'm very excited. Like I told you guys earlier, I'm about to graduate soon. Finally, took the long way around.
That's great, man.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Getting his GED. We're all
Thanks.
proud.
Yeah.
His GED.
I didn't say the school topic specifically, Brad. Why do you have to embarrass me?
All right, so you guys all seen Billy Madison. Josh is going back to school. Got 1 week in every grade. His dad's got to finish to get the company.
Yeah.
And yes,
I'm
he
almost
did
done,
hit
boys.
a bunch of young children with like the heavy red, thick rubber dodgeballs and laughed at them
Why else?
because he's
why
a
else
terrible
wouldn't you?
person.
It's cool to
Wildly.
pee your pants.
If that's considered cool, consider me Miles Davis.
How you
Nobody
guys
got
doing?
like
Oh,
3
right.
people got that joke.
Oh, I get it. We all got it. If you didn't get it, you're too young for us, bro.
Big facts.
All right. Let's start off with the sad news that happened that we just found out about today. Let's just get it out. It's not in the show. Dwayne Haskins was hit by a car. Has since passed away. He was on the Steelers team. Was a little bit of fantasy relevance to him, but really it's just more of a sad day for somebody who was drafted in the first round. Career never materialized in the NFL, but still, he was a really good college player, Ohio State.
Yeah, this is sad. Young man had his whole life ahead of him, and he was
Yeah.
only 24 years old. I mean, that's tough, man. So my thoughts go out to his family, and I hope that I hope the best for all of them. It's a tough day.
Yeah, agreed. 24, like you said, his whole life in front of him. Life after football, whatever his career would have been, it really doesn't matter because it could have been something after that. So,
Yeah, I honestly thought it was something like spoof when it first popped up. Like it said, like per Adam Schefter, like when it first popped up the bleacher, I was like, "What? No, wait. Oh. Yeah, very shocking.
Yeah, I had to make sure I was reading it right. I was like, "What? That's not right."
All righty, let's get into some other more positive news. Though Brandon Cooks, 2-year extension, staying with the Texans, right?
mhm.
39 million, 36 million guaranteed.
And when you look at fantasy wise for Brandon Cooks, he's a solid wide receiver too on a team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Absolutely.
he had 1,000 yards last year. He is the only wide receiver they really have on Houston.
Might be the only player they have on Houston.
No,
Rex
dude.
Burkhead? Davis Mills? How dare you? sir?
Name another wide receiver.
Oh, you said wide receiver. I said wide receiver. You said might be the only player. Nico Collins.
There you go. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. All right.
Yeah, come at me, brah.
Where did Nico finish last year?
Oh, not good. Not good.
The former
Um,
Michigan standout. Huh. Unfortunate.
Is
Well,
that
the
what he
Texans
was?
did add, since you want to bring up other players, they did add a running back.
They
Who
did.
did they add now?
Marlon Mack, baby.
Yeah, your
Just
boy,
to fit that
Josh.
crowded backfield, dude. Marlon Mack, Rex Burkhead. God.
DJ? Is DJ still there?
I don't even know if David Johnson's technically on the roster anymore.
Hmm.
Royce Freeman's still there, right?
Yes, Royce Freeman is
Dare-
still there.
Oh,
Agumba
I
Wale.
say- Yeah, it's on the team.
Yeah, he's on there for sure.
Yeah,
He's
they have a plethora of running backs.
so much
Of
potential.
players that play the running back position, I should say.
So much potential.
Yep. I'm only showing those 4: Burkhead, Mack, Agumba Wale, and Freeman. I don't see DJ, but I think He's still there.
I don't. Yeah, it's. I that's the one that's weird with me is. I don't think he's technically on the team, but I don't think he's. I don't know. It's weird. But so Marlon Mack. Any interest in Marlon Mack as a flyer running back 2 option?
No.
No. You just don't know how the backfield's going to flesh out. We don't really know how that team is going to flesh out, much less the backfield. I mean, Lovie Smith's still there. The offensive coordinator's still the same, so you'd imagine things would be a little bit the same as they were last year, but things weren't great last year. Davis Mills is supposed to come on and be a little bit better, but the backfield's very inconsistent. I don't really want anything to do with it.
Yeah, they have 6 running backs on their roster right now, none of which are Dennis Johnson, by the way. But
David Johnson?
They're David Johnson. What did I say?
Let's respect Dennis.
Duke Johnson? Sorry.
Dennis. You said Dennis
Duke.
Johnson, I think.
Dennis Johnson.
Dennis Johnson, I think, is like a 90s basketball player.
Probably.
I thought he was a sprinter. That's Michael Johnson.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, Darius Anderson, Rex Burkhead, Royce Freeman, Marlon Mack, Daria Gumbawale, and Scotty Phillips.
Well, they won't carry all 6.
No, of course not. But like the fact that they have 6 on the roster at all is incredible. Although Burkhead looked good in some limited work last year. He would be the guy if I had to carry somebody on that roster, it would be Burkhead. Probably.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're all, I think, flyers and more you're waiting for somebody to maybe get hurt on that team. Because it is a Lovie Smith offense, which I think is going to be very slow, methodical. The running back could be good. He had good running backs on his teams.
They really
rely on
could.
the run a lot.
Because, Davis Mills, he's not the kind of guy that's going to make chicken salad out of chicken crap, as they like to say. He's going to – you're going to have to protect him with the run. So,
long neck.
Davis Mills has a long neck?
Oh, Google it, dude. Google Davis Mills and look at his picture. I promise.
Is it worse than Mike Glennon?
Oh, bro.
Yeah, because Glennon's the guy with the neck,
dude,
man.
Yeah, Glennon's a giraffe out there, dude.
Eric, please.
All right, I'm on it. I'm on it. Here we go.
While you Google that, let's move on to Stephon Diggs.
Research that for me.
Hit the freaking mute on your mic when you're going to be typing away and you're not going to be talking.
Oh, the memes are fantastic. Wow, he does kind of have a long neck. You're not wrong.
It looks like something out of Jurassic Park.
Let's talk about a wide receiver that matters. Let's talk about Stephon Diggs, a wide receiver that's now on my fantasy team.
But you did just trade for him, didn't you? That's a good trade, though. That's a solid trade. I like that buy.
So he gets a 4-year extension, $104 million, and it is $72 million guaranteed, which is the largest. You said correct, Eric?
For a wide receiver, yes, guaranteed amount of money.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So he secures up that spot with him and Josh Allen for the future, which has been a decent pairing. Kind of teetered off a little last year, but whatever. That everybody does that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's crazy that you actually saw a trade that worked out for both sides. The Vikings got Justin Jefferson out of the deal, and then the Bills got, Stephon Diggs. And he said he wants to retire in Buffalo. So it's pretty amazing. I mean, Buffalo is the new Los Angeles, only East Coast version. Everyone's flocking to Buffalo.
If I went from Kirk Cousins to what Josh Allen is now, I'd be pretty happy with my situation too. I'd want to sign there for a long time because Josh Allen's 25, 26-ish?
Yeah.
Did you guys see the fake Twitter thing that they made with Tyreek Hill?
Oh, yeah.
Going to Miami, saying that going from Patrick Mahomes to going to Tua is like going from a Ferrari to a 92 Civic. And then I love so the comments underneath of it on Twitter and Facebook were hilarious. It could be a sleeper, bro. And they're posting pictures of these 92 Civic sleeper cars, all riced out.
No, it's sad. And which is actually the next point that I wanted to talk about is the Chiefs. Do you really think they go into this season with McCole Hardman, Juju, and MVS as their receivers? They're going to add someone, right? I think that they're the next team to make a trade. They're going to go out and get somebody.
I don't think you'll see that until draft day. They could take somebody in the first round. I mean, there's a bunch of receivers that they could probably get late in the draft because they have 20? They have 29 and 30, so they could get somebody there.
There's some pretty decent. I think the wide receivers are better than the running backs this year, but I mean,
Deeper.
Treylon Burks, Garrett Wilson, Drake London. There's some guys who can do some stuff for him. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know. Maybe this is how Juju breaks back out.
Sure.
He's got some TikToks left in him. He could do it.
Yeah, he's
I
washed.
think Juju will be okay in Kansas City, but I do think they need another body. I don't think it's going to be. I think Juju and Travis Kelce will probably hurt each other because they're playing similar parts of the field.
I think Kelsey's going to hurt Juju, and I think that's going to be the end of it right there.
But Kelce is 3 years old?
I mean, Tony Gonzalez was putting up those
until he stops doing it. Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
There's always an exception to the rule. Okay, there's always an exception to the rule. But like Tom Brady, Tom Brady's still going, boys.
It's amazing.
I wish he would retire for real. Golly, I'm so sick of Tom. Even Gronk's like, dude, I'm tired. He's like, I don't think I'm going to do it anymore.
Gronk just doesn't want to practice.
Speaking of Gronk, he said he'll only play for the Bucs. Surprise, surprise, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only team he'll play for is Bucs. The only team he'll play for is Brady. Let's get that. That's what it is. The only person I'm playing with is Brady. Because me and him have the rapport. I don't need to practice to play with Brady, is what he's saying, and that's what I feel like it is. I feel like OTAs will get done, and he will sign his contract and come in one last hoorah.
Well, he doesn't want to have to work out, once a week in different T-shirts and then send the tape back to the Bucs.
I honestly could see Gronk signing mid-season too with him. Not even start the season.
He could just for the stretch run, try to keep himself healthy.
Which into last year he was kind of getting hurt a little bit too. So,
but I think
he just sees where they're setting at mid-season.
I think statistically, though, last year was actually one of the best years of his career.
It was. It was just towards the end there. He was the only body left, and
Brait was hurt. Howard was obviously gone, but Howard's gone now, so it's just him and Brait. So you could see an uptick for Brait if he waits to sign.
Well, they got Godwin back. They got Mike Evans back.
Is Godwin gonna? You think Godwin starts week 1?
If not week 1, it'll be 3-4. It won't be deep into the season.
He's got to get off the pup list. That's my worry, is that he doesn't clear the pup list in time, and he has that 6 games automatic.
I think 6 games will be okay. If he plays 11, it's a pretty good season for him still.
You guys think Deshaun Watson's got 6 automatic, so we'll see about that.
I think Deshaun Watson's got a year automatic, but
easy.
Maybe not suspension.
So I wanted to bring this up. I didn't know this. I don't know if you guys did, but according to the new collective bargaining agreement, the sheriff doesn't have final say on whether he goes on the exempt list or not. I don't know if you guys knew this. Because I didn't.
Good. I'm tired of Roger Goodell.
Well,
making all that money for those guys. making money
for those guys. So
apparently, the exempt list, you get paid. Like the exempt list, you still get paid.
Yeah, but he's going to get paid anyway. What does it say? Okay, under the new CBA, the decision would be placed in the hands of former U.S. District Court Judge Sue Robinson, who has been chosen by the NFL and the Players Association to act as an impartial arbitrator in disciplinary cases like Watson's.
Okay.
So it doesn't come down to the sheriff anymore, which is...
Even if he doesn't, I think the Browns already planned on him being out the whole year. That's why they put that stipulation in there.
Mm-hmm.
So the writing on the wall to me is when a team does that to us, they are planning on him not being there.
Yeah.
They brought in Jacoby Brissett. Baker Mayfield's still technically on that roster.
They just signed Josh Dobbs, too.
Does Baker make it through the draft on that team?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he's going to be one of those situations where the quarterback goes down maybe in the beginning of camp or something like that, and they trade kind of like what Sam Bradford did. You remember Sam Bradford?
Yeah.
One of the most handsomely paid quarterbacks ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater gets hurt in camp. I remember exactly where I was at. I was at Dollar Boots and Jeans when I read the headline, and Teddy Bridgewater went down. Yeah, I mean, it was important because I was like, oh my gosh. And then, they traded for Sam Bradford. Smart move for the Eagles.
Okay, yeah, I could see something like that, but I think the difference is just what the Browns want and what other teams are willing to give up. Because other teams are straight up just telling the Browns, you give us a pick and we'll take him off your hands. Where the Browns are like, no. If you own Baker, what are you doing with him?
I'm sitting tight.
Yeah, wait and see.
You can't get anything from it. Yeah, can't sell him right now because he's got no value. And if
that's not true. We saw him go for a first.
In most leagues, he doesn't have any value. So I wouldn't move him just yet. I'd hold on to him unless, hey, if you can get a first for him, go for it. That'd be great, especially in a super flex, which is what we're going to be going to here in a year. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Go for it.
The Yahoo guys on their podcast were talking about looking ahead, teams looking ahead. You know, Tannenhill's out here pretty soon. He's got a year left on his deal or whatever. The Bucks, they need to kind of look ahead to life without Brady. They got a little taste of it, right? So not to say that they have to go get him, but they could probably get him cheap right now and then have somebody in place if they need a bridge guy.
There's just nobody in this draft. So, like, you have one guy who has some upside, Malik Willis. He's got some upside. But outside of that, none of these guys are...
Howell the third?
Sam Howell?
Yeah, I know.
Arthur
Kenny
Howell.
Pickett? No. Desmond
Baby Hands
Ridder,
Pickett?
No. Like, none of these guys are going to be... This is that. This is the Christian Ponder year. Christian Ponder year. This is Christian Ponder year.
This is the Geno Smith year.
EJ Manuel year? Yeah.
EJ Manuel, where he was the only first one, Geno went in the second. Like, that's what I feel like this is. There shouldn't be a quarterback taken in the first round. There will be.
Somebody will reach. Somebody will get scared.
I think teams didn't want this to be the Christian Ponder year, Josh, where you're talking about all these teams just like freaking out and drafting quarterbacks in the top 12 because that's why all these teams went out and traded for and moved quarterbacks around. That's why I think the Seahawks said, yeah, we want Drew Lock in that Russell Wilson deal. We don't want Drew Lock, but we just want
a body. Yeah.
And I only see one
bird
of
in
these
the hand
guys
is better than two in the bush, boys.
And I think Malik is the only guy that actually could be decent for fantasy. Outside of that, I mean,
for fantasy too, I don't even know what he's going to do.
That's what I said.
For real football.
Like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is good in fantasy. For real football, he's not great, but fantasy,
maybe for one more year until the Eagles have 2 draft picks next year.
Well, that's what Malik Willis, his pass accuracy on intermediate passes is the worst in this quarterback class.
Yes, it's awful. It's absolute garbage. Yep.
It's under 60%.
That's fine. You don't need to make them all. You don't need to make them all.
You don't need to make them all. So either throw it deep or dump it to or dump it to the running back.
He's the worst in this class. This is a prolific class, bud. You don't get it. Okay,
that's the problem. Like, and the thing is, like, Kenny Pickett could be Jimmy Garoppolo.
No,
exciting.
That's that's who I want to draft in the first.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
don't you?
But like, he could be just a game. Like, they can be a game manager. Like, people were comparing this to that Geno Smith year, and you know who the best quarterback out of that class was? Derek Carr.
Geno Smith.
Nah, Derek Carr for sure.
Derek Carr was, and he's still in the league. He's a starting quarterback. And
so, would you rather
a quarterback that goes like that?
Would you rather have Mac Jones or any of these guys? Mac.
Oh, there is another trade. Sorry, there was a trade that we haven't talked about. Mac Jones has the number 1 receiver now, boys.
That's right.
That's right.
Devontae.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Parker goes up to New England. New England couldn't beat him, so they signed him.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Uh-huh. Well, look at his numbers. He's always been good against New England. So
he was disposable as soon as they got Tyreek. And
oh yeah, he's also getting old. He's older too. He's what, almost 30 now.
What do the Patriots do? Like? Does this make you want some Devontae Parker at all?
No.
Like, I dropped him on a dynasty league and I picked him up right away. Like, as soon as it happened. Like,
no, I don't want him.
The Patriots find a way to take these aging wide receivers, just get a little more out of them. Just shove a little more out of them.
I mean, he's a good contested catch guy. The problem is Mac Jones. I mean, he's not throwing.
He had Nelson Aguilar last year. We're gonna say Nelson is he better than Nelson Aguilar?
Well, probably, yeah.
Well,
but he's not breaking off any deep shots, though. Like,
yeah, but we don't know what's going to happen. This is Bill calling the plays here.
Exactly.
So
Josh McDaniels is gone now. So
yeah, Bill said he's going to. Well, everyone's speculating because he hasn't brought someone else in that he's going to call the plays on offense and defense now.
No, he. I guarantee you, already has a guy in the system that he's.
Yeah, whoever McDaniels was mentoring as like the quarterback's coach or whatever.
The guy that he was mentoring, he took him with him. There's no one.
Well, that's what I'm
saying.
Well
has finally run dry. That's it. There's nothing else left.
I don't think Belichick's that short-sighted. I bet he's got somebody there that knows what's going on.
Dude, he's going to pull some special teams coach that we never heard of, and this dude's just like, Because guess what Bill Belichick was? He was a special teams coach who became a defensive guru.
Well, you learned from Bill Parcells. So.
Yeah.
Pretty good teacher.
30, the two
The
Bills.
Devontae move, though, doesn't move the needle for me, fantasy-wise, even a little bit.
He's a late-round flyer for me is all he is. Like, if I want to – he's a guy that maybe I put in a bye week. You know what I'm saying? In definitely a 3-wide receiver league and in a 2-wide receiver league, maybe you're flexing him maybe on a bye week.
Yeah, you could do that. If he's got a good matchup, sure, go for it.
We also haven't talked about Bruce Arians retired. Todd Bowles is now the head coach.
Yeah.
No, Bruce Arians retired.
Well, yeah, he's not a coach anymore, but he just took a front office job.
Yeah, and he did it. He waited until the league season started so that he can't hold interviews for coaches. Even though Todd Bowles does fit the Rooney Rule, since the Rooney Rule says you have to interview 2, he beat the system.
But did he, though?
Genius.
He's got head coaching experience already, too, so it seems like a logical move.
Is with the Jets, just like Bill Parcells. Remember?
Yeah, but he was I think Todd Bowles could actually be a really good coach. No BS. I really do. I just think he was in the Jets organization, and that's
he's a great defensive-minded coach, right? And then you have Brady and Leftwich running their offense.
Mm-hmm. Although he did make some questionable decisions against the Rams.
Well, that's what Arians said was the reason he did it. He wanted him to have Brady's for his last year. He didn't want him to inherit the team without Brady and inherit a bad team, an under 500 team.
He said the coaches were mostly doing all the work anyway because he's 60. He likes to go, or 60, whatever, 8, 9, and he likes to go shoot 9 holes of golf before he comes to work. And
he also goes to interviews and just tells people the truth. Like,
yes,
if AB's not suspended and he helps us win the game, he's going to play. Like, I don't know what you want me to say here.
Yeah,
like he said everything that we all knew they wanted it. They were trying to say, but he actually said it.
He's a CEO coach. It's fine.
Yeah. He's a good coach.
All right. Josh, you really haven't talked too much about, you brought up the Kansas City Tyreek Hill move. What are your outlooks on Patrick Mahomes with no Tyreek Hill? Never seen him.
I'm not really overly concerned with Patrick Mahomes' ability to, because you got to think, he kind of went away from a lot of those big plays to Tyreek Hill last year anyway, because they just kept getting used to him. So if anything, maybe he will start using these guys underneath a little bit more, but it does hurt not having that big playability. I'm not going to lie, but I'm not fading Patrick Mahomes to where he's going to be, out of my top 3. He's still going to be right up there.
But he's not your easy number 1 pick like he was.
No, it's Josh. It's Josh Allen. It's Josh Allen.
Okay. What about with Devontae Adams leaving Aaron Rodgers?
That's good luck, Aaron. You chutch.
He's got the Lazard, baby. The Lazard show.
Yeah, he's got something. He's got nothing. If they don't draft a quarterback this year, I would laugh so hard. But I think it's great for Devontae and Derek Carr. If anything, this boosts Derek Carr's stock quite a bit. If Devontae can stay healthy, which is the biggest if, he's probably going to miss 3 or 4 games with like a turf toe or something crazy like that. But, this is great for them. They got a great connection already. I think it's really good for him. It's probably going to hurt Devontae's stock a little bit. He's not going to be the number 1 receiver in fantasy. But, I mean, he'll probably still finish top 8 at least.
Jamar Chase or Devontae Adams next year only?
Devontae. I'll go Devontae.
Okay. Justin Jefferson or Devontae Adams?
Ooh, that is closer.
I got to go. Justin Jefferson, 3rd-year breakout, baby. Let's go.
3rd-year breakout.
Though. How do you –
Dude.
3rd-year superstardom? Like, I don't know what you want from him at this point.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
They had really similar numbers last year. It's actually wild how close they were.
Justin Jefferson. Let's go.
Yeah, for 1 year, I'd probably take Jefferson, actually.
And the reason being is his 3rd year working with Kirk Cousins. I think that's the biggest difference, really.
They're so close.
And he's younger.
Amari Cooper goes to.
Oh, I was like Amari Cooper over Devon. Come on, get out here.
Amari Cooper goes to Cleveland, right? Which was terrible. Then Deshaun Watson goes to Cleveland. Let's say Deshaun Watson plays all year, doesn't miss any games, got Amari Cooper. CeeDee Lamb or Amari Cooper next year?
Cooper. Oh, yeah, Cooper for sure.
I got to agree.
I like Deshaun Watson is a far better quarterback than Dak.
Agreed.
If Deshaun Watson misses 6 games, Does that swing it to Lamb?
See, the problem that you're going off of there is that Mike McCarthy's still there. Yeah, he's an idiot.
I know, right?
And he's
but
an idiot.
It's Kellen Moore calling the offense, baby.
And Dallas has a tough schedule this year.
Dallas has a tough schedule, and they've taken hits on the offensive line, at the receiving core.
I'll still, in that situation, I'll go with your boy CD, but I don't feel great about it.
Give me Maury.
Is Tyreek Hill still, with the going to Miami, is he still a top 10 wide receiver?
Yeah, he's still wide receiver 1. I don't feel good about it though. I haven't seen anything from Tua, but all he's got to do is just throw it short and let him run. I mean, that's what Patrick Mahomes did quite a bit last year. I mean, and then he'll throw up the deuces and then run out. You know what I mean? It's not that hard. I mean, I could probably do it.
Yeah.
It's just now he's not going to have a quarterback that'll hit him in stride. That's the only difference, really. So it'll be
he'll work on it. And if he can't hit Tyreek in stride, he'll just shift over to Jalen, and Jalen will take it to the house.
My concern, and I do think it's good that they have a really smart, intelligent head coach that's probably going to be calling the plays. He has to call the plays, Mike McDaniel. So I think that's going to be very beneficial to him. And you got to think he worked with Kyle Shanahan for years. The only person that Kyle Shanahan took with him to every single stop was Mike McDaniel. Took him everywhere. So this is the first time that he went on his own. And I mean, he was with him in Washington. He was with him in Atlanta and San Francisco, everywhere Mike McDaniel went. So I think that this guy has a chance to do something really good and at least squeeze the best out of Tua that he could. I mean, they did it with Jimmy G. So I'm going to be optimistic here.
Yeah, he'll probably get propped up a little bit just off of the scheme alone. Kind of like Garoppolo was. I know me and Brad have talked about this. We talked about this the last show, but just having guys that fast all over the offense now with Mostert and Waddle and Tyreek, and they've got Gesicki, who's no slouch in the athletic department. So he's got weapons. It's as much as I like Tua, it's put up or shut up at this point for him. So yeah, his value gets a little bump, and then Tyreek probably comes down a little bit, but he's still a top 8 guy probably.
So I guess I'm curious more about where some of these other guys are going to land. Like, where does Odell land? Where do you think Odell ends up going? Or do you even care?
I think he's a camp signing guy. I think he's, like you said with Baker, I don't think Baker makes it past draft night, but I think Odell does, and I think Odell ends up going to a team that loses a guy in camp. I don't know where that'll be because nobody's really showed a lot of interest, I guess, other than the Rams maybe a little bit. But I feel like he would have signed by now if somebody showed more than that.
What about Jarvis?
Ooh. I don't know. That's a tough one. I've heard Green Bay was interested, but nothing really came to that.
You think he goes back to Cleveland, Brad, huh?
He could.
Can't say anything.
They both could, technically. I mean, would you go back? Would you take a pay cut to go back there and play with Deshaun Watson instead of Baker Mayfield? I mean, it's not a terrible situation.
I would, in a heartbeat.
I mean,
but that's because. Do you think he wants to go back after they
talk over you boys? My headphones are dead, so I don't know what you're saying. I had to mute my mic so I could talk. I think Odell goes back to the Rams either on a minimum salary this year or maybe a 2-year deal where they say we'll let you rehab. Because I don't think he comes back until possibly even playoff time. He tore the ACL literally last minute. You could tear it.
Yeah.
The recovery time, he's not going to be ready to go until maybe, hopefully, best case scenario playoffs next year. And then Jarvis hated Cleveland because he hated Baker. If Baker's out, I think Jarvis wouldn't mind going back there.
That's fair. Totally fair. Who has an off-maligned receiving core? Philly could use a veteran like that. Help Rager and those guys out maybe a little bit.
I'm looking to see who else is out there. Like even Julio Jones is still out there. I like old Julio Jones. I mean, I think he's got enough to help a team out. Like, what if he goes to Tampa?
Take that AB spot and just get easy looks. I mean, that's scary, but what kind of money does he want to command? It's still at this point in his career. That's really what it comes down to.
Between him and Melvin Gordon, I think those are really the only interesting free agent sign left. I don't know if there's any other that would really move the needle. I saw that Melvin Gordon was looking at Baltimore. That would just be terrible for J.K. Dobbins. Having to fend off Gus Edwards and freaking – oh, dude, that would just be the worst.
That makes sense for Baltimore, though, from a football aspect because they had so many injuries in that backfield last year. It would really just be nice to have another veteran presence that can kind of just come in and, get to work right off the bat with their run scheme. So
it would just kill JK's value, though.
Absolutely.
Because he's already like I said, they love Gus Edwards. They do. They love him, and rightfully so. He's actually been really good for him when he's healthy. But man, JK was supposed to be the guy that they brought in, was going to be the guy. And Melvin Gordon, he's still really good. I mean, he's not. Don't get me wrong, he's not as great as he was when he was 22, 23 years old, but he's still a very, very good running back. I mean, he was literally just as good as Javonte last year.
Yeah, Javonte finished 17th, and Gordon finished 21 in PPR last year. So, yeah, he's no slouch. I don't know where Gus Edwards finished. Let me look here.
Gus Edwards.
Well, Devonta Freeman for Baltimore. He finished 31. Yeah. So I mean, he was a flex-worthy player, and he didn't have a team, before the season started last year. So
I mean, I'll be interested to see what happens with him. Julio, I think Julio is really him and AJ Green. They both came in the same draft. I think that their careers are winding up. I'd be surprised if Julio catches on with anyone. I was also really surprised that Mike Vrabel just said, "Look, I don't have time to deal with you." I don't think if you're hurt, you can't play. You're not even trying to play, whatever the case may be. Mike Vrabel doesn't have time for that.
Well, that's very
used for you.
I mean, that's the Patriots. That's that Bill Belichick stuff, right? You get next guy, the next man up. Like, just if you're out, like we don't have time to worry about you. 100%. He might catch on mid-season. What's that?
They got Robert Woods now, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that.
We talked about that on the show when you weren't here. I think it's a great move for them football-wise because he's a really good downfield blocker. He's a good possession guy. Like, he does a lot of things that are really good from a football aspect. They throw so little, and A.J. Brown's going to soak up most of those targets. I think you're going to see Bobby Trees' value kind of fall pretty hard this year. I mean, I hope it doesn't because I really like him, but I just don't think he's going to be very good in that offense just because they don't. If Henry's healthy, they're going to, they'll ride him until his heart explodes like a horse because he's a monster. But are you back, Brad?
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
Hey, how do I sound? Sound okay?
Yeah, you sound good.
Fine.
Okay, cool. Find headphones to plug in, man. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah, I don't know where Julio catches on. I don't know where, like Brad said, the Rams make a lot of sense for Odell coming back on a veteran's minimum because he's coming back so late.
So let's talk real quick. Packers, because you brought up wide receivers. If they don't go out and get another veteran, if they rock with a Lazard show, and
they're screwed.
If they draft a rookie, do you even care?
Yeah.
With
No.
Rodgers' history with rookies.
No, I don't. They should be trading their first overall pick for Metcalf. They should be trying to make a Metcalf deal happen right now. In my opinion,
try. I don't think Pete Carroll's going to do it
for the right price. They'll do it.
I mean, what is Seattle doing? You know what I mean? They're not competing this year with Drew Lock and freaking Geno Smith,
and he's in the last year of his deal.
I'm moving Lockett. If I'm anybody, I'm moving Lockett on the team. Lockett's the older wide receiver of the bunch. I
move
keep
them
Metcalf.
both. Go full tank.
Well, one, I don't see Pete Carroll being there much longer. He's the oldest coach in the NFL. Like, dude ain't got much. Like, he isn't. He's not
older than Bill.
Yes.
Yeah, a couple years, not much.
He was on the Jets before Belichick was on Cleveland, I think. Oh no, yeah, he got the Jets job when Belichick got the Browns job.
He's not as old as your boy Vic Fangio, though.
No, he is. He's older.
Oh, he's older? I thought Fangio was the oldest coach in the NFL last year.
No,
that's wild.
It's Pistol Pete Carroll, baby.
Pistol Pete. What a good movie. Anyway,
but yeah, no, I really worry about the whole Packers offense. I mean, Rodgers will probably still get his. I like me some Robert Tonyan, though.
Robbie Tunyon to stream. Aaron Jones, if he's healthy, he's going to see a ton of targets. I think A.J. Dillon will probably take more of the first and second down work for him this year because they're going to have to run the ball a lot. Even if they draft somebody, I don't believe in Rodgers with a rookie, especially if it's somebody that's not a super refined route runner like Treylon Burks or like everybody loves Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. He's working way too hard to like juke the guy out of his shoes on his routes. Now, if they got like a Chris Olave, I think he fits really nicely. But
the thing is just Rodgers' way of improvising doesn't usually line up with the rookies too well.
Right. No, yeah, when we talked about that, they should trade for a veteran or sign a veteran. But
fade Rodgers. Fade Rodgers.
All right, he'll still be a number one QB. I'm not coming off that wagon yet.
Yeah.
Fade.
So with the rookies, like I talked to Eric about this on the show. I don't know if you heard, Josh. I just don't like any of the landing spots for any of the rookie running backs or anything. There's no like last year Najee Harris going to Steelers was a perfect like yes, like give it to me. Like this rookie class isn't that deep, at least in the like we already talked about quarterback or the running back position. Wide receiver it is relatively deep, but I don't think any of us really like the wide receivers that much.
Well, I think the problem is going to be where they end up, like because there are teams that need running backs, like Atlanta. Atlanta needs a running back. But this year
they take a running back.
No,
they shouldn't.
No,
like Breece Hall is the cream of the crop right now, right? In the running back class, he's what everybody's saying.
That's
Maybe
what they're saying.
There seems to be a groundswell for Kenneth Walker lately, but yeah, Breece Hall seems to be the most complete.
Is there any spot that those dudes could land in where you would take them as a running back one?
Kansas City. I don't think they would draft another one in the first round, but Kansas City would be great for.
I don't think any of them go in the first round to begin with, but
I don't either. But I'm okay with the day 2 guy too. I mean,
it's
all right.
Mixon was a day 2 guy, like
Derrick Henry.
A lot of guys, a lot of guys are day 2 guys, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Like, is there any way, like anywhere, like you said Atlanta, but if they go to Atlanta, do you even want them for next year in Atlanta?
Yeah, it's not good. I would just, going through the list of teams, and it's not good, Bob. Yeah, even the Commanders, they've been holding guys' visits, which isn't good for, their current backfield.
Antonio, no.
Yeah.
But they've been of the Commanders.
But they hosted Breece Hall.
One of their former running backs is trying to make a comeback. Darius, guys.
The Juice?
I don't care.
I didn't know he was trying to come back.
Yeah, he's working out for some teams.
Watch the Cowboys draft Breece Hall in the second round.
I'd be okay. I'd be okay with that. If they draft some offensive linemen in the first round, I'm okay with that.
Let's say the Bills would look good. The Bills draft one of these guys.
It's good, but I don't know if he's a running back one. Because Josh Allen's going to run him in.
Buffalo's tough. And Singletary looked so good at the end of the year last year. I don't know if they feel like they need a guy.
Oh, I feel like they do. But
I do too. If they had that, that's like they have other needs, I feel like, that they should be drafting in round 1. But man, if they took Breece Hall, that would be
They had Singletary all year and they didn't use him till the end. So.
Kansas City has 2 firsts and 2 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas City drafts one of these guys, and I would be okay with it.
If
they did just Walker, who did they just
Rojo?
Rojo, baby.
Yeah, which stinks, but
that's tough.
From running back,
that is tough
from running back.
Because Rojo from USC, that's not running back. Shut up. Get out of here.
One time.
When?
The Reggie Bush years, early 2000s.
Marcus Allen?
No.
Did Marcus Allen go there?
Marcus Allen did, and then
did go to USC.
And he lost his starting job to Bo Jackson. So let's not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Bo Jackson. Come on now.
And then Bo Jackson lost his starting line to his weak ass hips.
Oh,
to his powerful hips.
His extremely powerful legs ripped his hip out of the socket.
Was strong and went through the.
Anyway,
a horrible
topic here. I don't know. Yeah, there's not a lot of great landing spots, but this whole draft is just kind of underwhelming. I kind of already looking forward to next year's
players that we'll all get hyped for.
Oh.
I think right now we don't have the hype that we did like the Jonathan Taylor year or even last year with those guys. Like we don't have, the quarterbacks last year. We're like, oh man, where's Justin Fields going to go? Where's Trevor Lawrence going to go?
Yeah.
No, because like even these wide receivers that I'm pumped about, like Detroit, great, awesome, cool. Giants,
they need a number
great,
one.
Awesome.
They don't even have a number 2 wide receiver.
Yeah, no, I know.
What are you talking about?
They got Amon Ross St. Brown,
they got
bro.
DJ Shark, man.
Yep. They do have DJ Chark. Yeah, you're right. They do have a number 1. And they got a number 3. Amon-Ra St. Brown was a flash in the pan.
Wow.
He was a flash in the pan.
Wow.
He was when you go to Hibachi and they light the onion on fire. That fire don't last long.
The onion volcano blast.
Yeah.
So good.
It doesn't last long, okay? It's cool while it's there.
Throw the shrimp in your pocket.
I'm rewatching How I Met Your Mother right now.
That's one of the best episodes ever, probably.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think you said there'll be some guys I think once the draft happens we'll get a little more excited for, but it's just like you said, it's underwhelming.
Because these guys that need wide receivers, they have like terrible quarterbacks. So if the Giants go up and get, one of these great receivers that we're pumped about, I'm like, well, Daniel Jones has still got to get him the ball. So
yeah,
that sucks. I'd like to see.
Kenny Pickett does.
Seattle has 2 early second-round picks. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's from
they
the
don't
Russell
need a
Wilson
running back.
deal,
They just signed Rashad Penny back, so they ain't taking a running back.
Yeah, I guess they could. New York Jets have a bunch of picks, and actually, they have a ton of picks. Period in the top 100. They could definitely make a move.
So, your boy Jameis is back with the Saints, Josh.
And
what do you think about the Saints offense? How's 30 for 30 doing? Is he going to eat some fantasy W's for you?
I'm not pumped at all. The only person in that offense I care about is Kamara. That's it.
Michael Thomas has come back.
I don't think he's going to come back. I don't think he's going to come back with the Saints.
Alvin Kamara might be.
No, he's coming back. He's on the team.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll probably end up trading him or cutting him.
I don't think they'd cut Michael Thomas.
I don't know what the contract looks like. I don't have it in front of me. I don't have the contract dead money.
I'll pull it up right now.
No, you don't need it. But all we need to know is that I don't think they cut him because they have nothing else there. They don't need to. They moved enough money to try to get Deshaun Watson. So they went from cap purgatory to cap freedom.
And now they got Taysom Hill playing tight end again, so that's good.
There's no way they cut him.
It's just because the coach you have now is not like, dude, I ain't not spending all my Friday and Saturday nights trying to draw up plays for Taysom Hill.
Oh. They would save $200,000 if they cut Michael Thomas this year. That's it.
That's it? That's not. Yeah,
what's the dead money?
$12.8 million.
Ooh.
Makes no sense.
They ain't cutting. He's going to play. He'll be on the team. And I think he'll be a fine possession PPR wide receiver again.
His 30 years, his 30-year-old season, they'd save 16.5. So they could cut him next year for sure.
Yeah. Next year.
We'll see what happens to that team. I think they're about to start a strong rebuild.
They need to. But then they go and make that trade with the Eagles that makes absolutely no sense.
Hey, we haven't talked it.
Yeah,
they go out and they get the Eagles, 2 of the Eagles' first-round picks to give up picks next year.
Yeah, they got picks next year, which make way more sense because you have like C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young and Bijan Robinson and.
But we're fantasy guys, and we're talking about the skill positions, and maybe the Saints are looking to share another defensive line or their linebacking core that we don't care about.
No, yeah, that's. I mean, there's a lot of speculation that they're getting picks this year to move up and get like Ekwonu or one of the edge rushers or one of the tackles from Georgia or whatever. That's great. Go for it. I don't know why you would do it in this draft because I think even next year's draft is deeper on defense, but they always play the short game. Like they're always looking like right now the Saints never play the long game. It seems like because they're always in cap hell. They never know what they're doing with their quarterback next year. That's a terrible landing spot right now. And then Kamara might get suspended. Who knows what's going on with Thomas? I don't know.
He's good, man. The ankle was bad. He didn't like Sean Payton. Sean Payton's gone. I don't know. I'll make up all these things to say.
Fantasy-wise, I want nothing to do with the Saints next year.
Okay.
It's scary. It's real scary.
It is. It's more scary because Sean Payton's not there. I have no idea how this offense is going to operate. It might be good for Kamara. He might get 30 carries. We've never seen it.
Woo.
I mean, if he touches the ball that much, that's great for him. But yeah. I don't think he will.
I mean, he's either going to touch the ball or touch you up in the club. What's up?
What up?
He was outside the club, wasn't it? On the street?
No.
I mean, whack that dude.
Bet that dude won't be talking that nonsense no more.
Josh, you still know how to send us out of here?
I think so.
Is it time to go already?
I mean, it's there, and we're rambling, so we might as well just...
I like to ramble, though. Let's go. Thanks for tuning in to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Josh. That was Brad and Eric. You can find us on Twitter at EmptyWagonFF. That's also our Instagram and Facebook handles as well. Brad's going to be on Twitter at TechJones. Eric is at GunsofVeld19. And I'm at FFJoshHughes. Please hit us up, ask any questions, or just, hang out, chat. What's up? Anyway, see you guys later. Take care. Bye.
18 days to the draft.